We're doing a live episode of the Animation Weekly Review. The episode of Squidbillies, Muscadine Wine. New half-hour special. Two people, and they were in a band, and they were like foot-sucking and stuff like that. So, Muscadine Wine was like, I don't know, the episode made me feel more uncomfortable and confused than anything else. I don't know. It's just like the humor didn't get to me. I guess the show's really, really vulgar style isn't my kind of thing entirely. It's still fine enough. Just not the best. New Teen Titans Go! Viewers decide. This is the episode where Bumblebee's like, I'm gonna leave Teen Titans after like only a couple episodes of being around, which is like breath of fresh air for shows that introduce a new character and then like get rid of them immediately. It was cool that they had Bumblebee show up for a good amount of time, and she was a refreshing character for the show, so that's cool. And I mean, it was a fun episode, very funny, good reference humor, and the way they had Bumblebee leave the show like wanting to be by herself. But yeah, like this change was expected. It was like bound to happen, but the way they did it was smart and creative, and a nice conclusion to that whole arc of the show. So anyways, new Mau Mau episodes. New Mau Mau episodes. He's the sheriff, and about Bobo-chan. Hey Kevin, hey Miliano, there's a character named Bobo. So, Mau Mau, new episodes. I didn't actually make any notes on these episodes. I was struggling to know what to say about them. All I know is that he's a sheriff. Was like something I was fine with. It got better by the end with the whole gentleman's duel. That was like, I thought that was fun. But like, King Snugglemang, I think that's his name, is just not the most interesting character, and what they do with him in this one. There's some funny moments, like Mau Mau getting hit by a car and getting really angry at the king. That was, it was some good stuff, as usual, because Mau Mau's a funny show. It's just the king character isn't like one I'm the most invested in, so it didn't really hold my interest as much. And Bobo-chan is interesting enough. Another one I didn't care for all that much, but like, I don't know, I think Badgerclops' relationship with the monster was cute. Yeah, the episode was cute and had some like sad moments that I thought were interesting. Anyways, American Dad was the episode 8 Fires. I didn't really like this one. I mean, I was impressed with the 2 episodes that I got before this one, and like I'm still new to the show. Haven't seen many episodes of it still. I've only been watching these new ones. I don't really understand Francine's character. Is she supposed to be incredibly ignorant to the point of just incredible unlikability? Because that was her in this episode. Like, it felt like there's no thought put into any of the character moments. Francine plot was dumb and annoying, and then Stan's subplot was just dumb. I like piano music though, so that was nice. Anyways, Final Space. I really liked this episode of Final Space. It was really dark and a lot of spooky, creepy moments that were like really well directed, and yeah, the show just keeps topping itself with like this season especially. Every episode just gets more and more crazy and intense and emotional, and this episode is just like feels like the peak of that. I don't know how they could get any more crazy than this, or like more emotionally intense, or just in terms of just how like intense in general it was. Like, the episode's horror themed elements, and it's like insanely grim, and I'm not going to spoil that, even though I've been spoiling stuff in other videos. I need to stop doing that, maybe. I just very neutral on spoilers in this series, and I need to crack down on some rules for that. I'm really, really impressed with this series, especially with this season, and this episode especially was like really astounding. Anyways, this is a fun one. A Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitty, new episode, Excalibur. Felicity pulls a sword from a stone, and then the sword comes alive and pulls the sword from the stone and gets castle, and it's big castle, and it's full of a bunch of stuff that the characters like, and then the sword is like trying to wage war on other kingdoms or something. Bottom line, this episode was like, what did I say? It was more tolerable than the other episodes I've seen. Yeah, if there's anything this episode has going for it, it's that it's not as bad as the other episodes, but yeah, it still has a lot of pacing problems and a lot of just writing problems in general. It's not funny. It still like doesn't really get comedy, and its ending was confusing and bad. Like, yeah, the episode's just constantly distracted of the episode of the episode of Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitty. Again, typical RBUK quality. Now to something good. Craig of the Creek, the evolution of Craig, and the episode that made a bajillion Pokemon references. I really like this one. It's like one of my favorites of the episodes I reviewed so far. No, my favorite of the episodes I've reviewed so far, not one of my. It's like really good and really creative, and the stuff they do with like the frog growing up and how they translate that, make it a metaphor for Craig not wanting to grow up, and like they mess with that throughout the episode, and it's really sweet, really creative, and like it's just fun. I like it. Victor and Valentino, new episode, Balloon Boys. I just watched this episode. Balloon Boys, I loved it. Love is a strong word. This show is not really the most exciting one, most like interesting to me, but I still found this episode like pretty funny, pretty creative. Like the stuff they do with the lines, things in the location that I forget the name of already. That was interesting. Well, the Valentino turning into a giant baby, and the Victor having a big brain reference. I like that. It was just a lot of funny stuff. My Little Pony, new episode, Summer Sun Setback. I've said in Noah T post, stop. My Little Pony episode, the Summer Sun Setback. I didn't really like what I saw of My Little Pony, at least from the 2 episodes I'd seen in the 2 review videos I did. Yeah, I didn't like those, but this one, surprisingly, really impressed me. Like, it focused more on the, apparently, there was an overarching story still in season 9 or whatever, and that was, like, pretty interesting. There's, like, these big villains, and they did stuff. They had some interesting moments, and the writing was, like, really solid and had some very smart dialogue and stuff, and it impressed me in a lot of ways that I wasn't expecting. I guess I should have watched the show a little bit before this, but yeah, what I watched was a lot of fun, a lot of exciting stuff. I don't know, it was like still not the funniest, but it's still like the plot elements interested me. But yeah, like I said, the episode was well written and I was invested in the story. And that's enough to call it good in my book. Anyways, okay, KO, fight till the end. You are my best friend. We're almost done with the series. I'm going to miss this show dearly. I've been watching it since day 1. New OKKO episodes: Red Action 3, Grudgment Day, and Carl. Okay, Red Action 3, Grudgment Day was a really sweet episode. Has a lot of fun with its version of time travel. Like Avengers Endgame has its own version, and then other movies and media has its own version. But this one, it's like sort of the not caring as much version of time travel, which I like. Just having fun, and like there's no real rules. It's just going back in time and fixing stuff, and like you can interact with your old selves, and it doesn't matter that much, or something, stuff like that. I don't know. I was just interested with like Rad's sort of dilemmas in the episode, and resolving stuff from the past, like bringing back Plaza Prom and stuff from episode 3, using like old designs and stuff and old color palettes. That's interesting. And yeah, Red Action and Enid, they kiss and they're like a couple and stuff, and that's really sweet. I like that because like we've been building up to it. It's nice to see that. Now Carl was like really crazy. Another a Venomous, Professor Venomous and KO team up kind of thing episode. But yeah, it's like it has a lot of fun action. There's like a slime thing character that like causes a bunch of havoc, and then like has a really dramatic end. That's like really, really crazy, and like KO has sort of a like emotional breakdown, then turns into TKO and like locks the KO away into the subconscious of his mind. So like he's stuck as the evil turbo version of himself, and then teaming up with Shadowy Venomous, mashup of Shadowy Figure and Venomous. They're like stuff goes crazy, and they team up, and then next episode you see the aftermath of that in the Dendy's video channel. I can't talk about that one yet, but it's I really like that one too. I'll talk about that when it premieres on TV, September 6th, I think. I really like this episode for its emotional, really well written kind of things. Very good. It's even worse to do this stuff live because like I have no idea what I'm saying and I have to say it all. You guys hear it all. That sucks. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I liked a lot of the episodes that came out this week. Still like Squidbillies and American Dad, from what I've seen so far. I mean, I've enjoyed those, but then they didn't impress me this week. Some shows were even better than their normal level of good. Stuff like that. Overall, pretty decent week for animation. Not much happened, really. Just some regular episodes of shows, but pretty big moments for series, even if it isn't like big movies or something. Next week, there's even less episodes. So that's going to be a very short video, because I'll have nothing to talk about. But yeah, that's all for this episode of Animation Weekly Review. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And until the next video, stay tuned. See you, bye.